All right, here we go. Sorry for the wait, folks. I got a lot of like weird stuff that we're gonna go through on here. Obviously, first and foremost, you've got your league MVP now. It's not going to Jokic. It's not going to go to Embiid. It should go to DeMar DeRozan's daughter, who went back to the town that she probably knew best as like a kid, and was screaming so loud that you could hear it on the broadcast throughout the night. All right. The Raptors were dog water at the free throw line. Awful. Just awful. And frankly, I think I'll do a lot in part to the daughter just being a maniac, but like that Raptors team was probably always going to trick this one off, right? Like, they probably didn't belong in the playoffs. The wild thing here is that like Pat Bev has managed to lead. He was basically the reason the Timberwolves made it last year. We all made fun of him for celebrating winning the play-in game like he won an NBA title. But I honestly now am hoping that he's able to get the Bulls past the Heat just so that I can see him celebrate it again. But yeah, shout out to DeMar DeRozan, who's an absolute legend, just screaming throughout this game. You can hear it on the broadcast. Honestly, I loved them cutting away to her like throughout every one of the free throws that the Raptors had to shoot. And that's bold to do that. I mean, maybe Toronto's not like the scariest place to have to do it, but it's bold to have to do it. All right. This was DeMar's reaction to him hearing his daughter shout out, scream throughout. I'll play this a bit later just because I'm not entirely sure if we can do these on stream yet. All right, here we go. We're closing tabs. This is the thing I wanted to get into, okay? Kyle Kuzma and Spencer Dinwiddie, they microwaved some beef for us, and it's... Here's what I'll say. I've worked with both of these gentlemen before. I've worked with Kyle Kuzma, okay? I've worked with Spencer Dinwiddie. It is oh god damn it, the chat's not showing. All right, give me 2 seconds. I worked with both of these gentlemen. They're good at what they do. I'll say that. Okay, sorry. We're just going to have to go without the chat on the actual stream because it's not porting over. But I can see the comments. Bulls need to give her a contract as a defensive specialist. Get DR on a private jet to Miami. Bro, if DR isn't in Miami, we've failed as a society. Like the league owes it to her to have her in Miami. I'll get the chat box going on the other one. I can see your guys' comments, but this lovely thing that our friend Trey designed, I should have it in here. I think the Twitch comments would port over, but sadly, it's not working on YouTube yet. Anyway, let's move on to Spencer Dinwiddie and Kyle Kuzma. Here's the thing for me. I've worked with both these guys. Spencer Dinwiddie is fucking awesome, okay? He's a great hang. He was very funny, very kind with his time. Kyle Kuzma, not a good hang. Not fun to be around. Not a fun interview. At a previous employer, we had to go do a shoot with him. Now, to Kyle's credit, you never know what mood you're going to catch someone in. He was still with the Lakers, so I'm sure part of him is like, I say something wrong during this interview, Bron's going to ship my ass out. I mean, it doesn't matter. He was going to get shipped off no matter what. But Kyle Kuzma, not a fun hang, okay? Spencer Dinwiddie, a great hang. Anyway, so months ago, Spencer Dinwiddie basically said, okay, the Wizards aren't playing for anything of importance, and losing to them is not acceptable, and that they're basically a team of guys all trying to get shots up to prove out their next contract. And it's a pretty thinly veiled shot at Kyle Kuzma because, like, frankly, Kyle Kuzma is playing out of his mind this year, playing very, very well, but, like, is playing well, and someone's going to give him a big contract that he probably shouldn't get. I like Kyle Kuzma a lot, and I think what he's being paid now is under his value. But like, if you Google Kyle Kuzma contract, things that come up are like, could Kyle Kuzma get a $164 million deal? And if you're a team that's giving him that money, may God help you, because I don't think you're seeing the return on that like you would necessarily hope. Anyway, the beef starts with that. And Kyle Kuzma says the funny thing is they don't play winning basketball. Talking, I believe, about the Mavs, because he was still on the Mavs at the time of that. And ironically, the Mavs would go on to not make the playoffs. Dinwiddie gets traded for Kyrie. And it comes up again because I guess Michelle Beadle was just able to extract this out of Spencer Dinwiddie. But Spencer Dinwiddie just basically said, what's the thing that Draymond said? Insecurity is loud. And here's the exact quote, because again, I don't know if I'm legally allowed to play these things. He said, if we look at Kuzma and the way he approaches life, fame, all that stuff, we can see that his priorities tend to vary. That's why he dresses the way he does. He approaches basketball the way he does, the comments he makes. Like I said with the Draymond quote, insecurity is loud. You know that you're there shooting shots to try to get a contract. You're probably not even a third star on a really on a good team, because if you were, the Lakers would have kept you. Part of the reason you left was to try to make more money. These things are all facts. I played with a guy. I know what the priorities were. Okay. Now, Kyle Kuzma's having a great year. 21 points, 7 boards, 3 assists. But that's with, like, insane usage, right? Like, this is not – these two are having a mid-off. James, I will get to Kevin Looney. I have prepared something for you. I used a little computer science to see where our good friend Kevin Looney ranks. We'll get to that. That's a whole section I have planned out. Anyway, Kyle Kuzma. Anyway, so Kyle Kuzma goes thread mode, which anytime you can get an NBA player to sit and go, Spencer Dinwiddie is a dickhead, a thread. Insecurity is loud. The Wizards and I have so much real estate on Din Shitty Island. This guy got signed by a team for 60 M's and was traded before the following season was over. That is hurtful, but okay, and not necessarily untrue. 2, what in the world have you won in this league? Kyle Kuzma does have a ring. You've been bounced around like a basketball, my boy. 3, you can thank KD and Kyrie and them for spearheading 34 wins before the All-Star break, 11-13 after the break for your playoffs. I mean, Kyle Kuzma got into NBA reference, and I fucking love it. Where else? Where else do we go here? Here we go. And second option, more like second point guard. LO, my man, I watched you for 2 months at the end of your Wizards tenure, and being the second option, average 8.44, sounds good, but glad you're hooping now. And 5, yep, I got a bag coming. Stop hating. And then he went one last thing. And one last but not least, the only way you'll ever be worth your contract is if the NBA finally gives you your wish of getting paid in crypto, checks markets, and then does the stock market crash emoji, which he's not wrong about that, but like you have to look at it of like where he would have bought his crypto. If he bought the crypto like here, it went up, and obviously it's come down, but he's probably still like career up on having crypto. So I'm not going to give him the points there, but I will say 5 of the 6 points. And so like if you're Spencer Dinwiddie, you got to come back at this man, because I'll say this, in our group chat, we were kind of like, it seems like this man may have had some help writing these. Now, I'm not here to speculate and say Kyle Kuzma is a ghost writer. I'll let you guys in the chat do that. But I don't think he put these together. Either that or like Kyle Kuzma is on Spot Track and NBA Reference and like really getting into the numbers here. But this was a fun beef. this was a great beef. I can't wait for them to play each other. Like, it makes it exciting when, like, two guys. I mean, first of all, where the fuck is Kyle Kuzma even going to go? Like, wherever Kyle Kuzma goes, he's either going to get paid a lot to be on a bad team and score a lot, or paid a lot to take, like, the role that the Lakers gave him, which is not to say it was bad. Like, I mean, I think the Lakers miss him and would have loved to have him, certainly more than Russell Westbrook at times. But, like, Kyle Kuzma does Wenya and Gabriel things. Like, I'd rather have Dinwiddie if we're being honest with ourselves. All right, should we just jump ahead to the Kevon Looney stuff? No, I got stuff planned. We'll get to that. All right, last thing. You obviously know about Rudy Gobert. Where's the picture of the punch? Here you go. You know about this, right? Rudy Gobert throws hands at his own teammate and gets suspended. Obviously, they barely lose to the Lakers last night. Okay. If Rudy Gobert is in that game, they win. If Rudy Gobert is in that game, they win. And I mean, the Lakers had no business winning that game. Let me see if I can make this bigger. Here we go. All right. I'm going to have to work on this, getting this. Chat, does anyone know the make the font bigger? What I hit on this? What is it? Zoom? Where is it? Fuck. My computer sciences teacher is so mad right now. I'm worried I'm going to hit a button and it's going to crash everything. Nope. That's not it. All right. It doesn't matter. No one wants to listen to the Rudy Gobert stuff, but, like, worst year in points and rebounds in basically the last, like, 7 years. And this is what they gave up to acquire this man, okay? You gave up Malik Beasley, Patrick Beverley, Leandro Bolmaro, the pick that became Walker Kessler. Walker Kessler's fucking good. You give up Jarrett Vanderbilt, and Malik Beasley saved this Lakers season. I mean, with D'Lo, but those two were so unbelievably instrumental in making this Lakers team make the playoffs and, like, carried them through bad games. Oh, Command Plus. God, that's why I love you, James Wozni. God bless. All right, here we go. So you give up all this, and then it's these picks. You give up 4 first-round picks for the guy that people on Twitter call Baguette Biyombo. And I don't know how you justify it to your fans. And, like, Alex Rodriguez is part owner of the Timberwolves. He's kind of like a slimy guy. I don't know what his plan is for owning them. But, like, if Naz Reid, if Jaden McDaniel, if Gobert are playing in that game, the Lakers lose that game by 40. That shit was not going well last night. The Lakers got very lucky. There were bad calls against the Lakers, but there was a lot of home cooking in that game. Here we go. This is what I was trying to get into. All right, no one wants to look at that mug. Okay, here you go. All right, look at this. Worst year in points. God. All right, worst year in points, worst year in rebounds. It's not going well for Rudy. And I don't know what you do if you're the team. And, like, I'm not that smart, but, like, you're not unloading him. He's not going to not take the $46 million that you owe him. Like, you're going to have him this year, next year, and the year after. And this is going to be one of the worst contracts in the entire NBA. Sure, I mean, the only 2 contracts I think that at the end of their careers will be worse is Dame's, and I think Bradley Beal. If the Lakers trade for Bradley Beal, I'll be sick. I mean, I like Brad Beal. I think he's a great player. I think that contract is really fucking bad. And I think Dame's is even worse. And let's see. Let me just for my sanity, let me look at this. Like, look at this. Look at this. You owe him 45 next year when he's 33 years old. You owe him 48 the year after. And like, I thought it was more years than this, but fucking A. I mean, when small guards, when it goes, it doesn't get like better. It's not like over time, being small and being a guard, your life in the league gets better as you get slower and less able to get your own shot. The only guy I think that won't be the case with is like Steph, because like I could see some world where like 10 years from now they're using Steph in like the way that they use like Steve Novak back in the day, where like Steph is not able to like get his own shot, but they run him off like a million screens and he's just like a catch and shoot and still the greatest 3-point shooter of all time. But you know what? I'm not smart enough, frankly, to fix the Timberwolves. So I asked ChatGPT to write me an apology note for Rudy Gobert to read in the locker room ahead of his game on Friday. Okay, here you go. Dear teammates, I'd like to take a moment to apologize to each and every one of you. My recent performance on the court has been subpar, and I understand that it has affected our team's overall performance. As a professional basketball player, I know that my role is to contribute to the success of the team, and I have not been doing that as well as I should. I would also like to specifically apologize for my recent mistakes during games, which have cost us points and ultimately games. I know that I have let you down, and for that I am truly sorry. He's going to say none of this. Even if they printed this and handed it to him, he is not likable enough to just read this fucking card that an AI wrote him. You know his apology is going to be like, stuff happened, blah, blah, blah. This is the important part. Additionally, I want to address my nationality. As a Frenchman, I understand that I may not always be fully understood by my American teammates. My culture and language may be different, but that is no excuse for my poor performances. I am committed to working with each and every one of you to overcome any cultural barriers and play at the level that this team deserves. Please know that I take full responsibility for my actions. I'm committed to doing everything in my power to improve as a player and teammate. Once again, blah, 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 blah. Sincerely, Rudy Gobert. Bro, he isn't going to do any of this. This is too good of an apology for Rudy Gobert. But the other thing I asked was, how would an AI bot fix the Minnesota Timberwolves after Rudy Gobert punched his own teammate? And it said, as an AI language model, I cannot provide financial advice, but I can offer some suggestions on how to improve the Minnesota Timberwolves and potentially trade Rudy Gobert. Build a solid team around Karl-Anthony Towns. Towns is the cornerstone of the Timberwolves franchise, so it's important to build a strong supporting cast around him. This includes developing young players, blah, blah, blah. Look for trade partners for Gobert. Focus on developing a stronger defense. It's like I'm not saying the AI is wrong, but they traded for what was the best defender. And obviously it just hasn't worked. Before the season started, we were like, you can't, what's the best way to describe this? Before the season, we were like, and to the chat, please in the chat, correct me if I am wrong. What is the use case or what is the example of a like twin tower lineup working? When was the last time that worked? Like, I sincerely can't think of one. I mean, like, I guess you could be like Bynum and Gasol on the Lakers when they beat the Celtics and the Magic, but like, I guess that would be the hope for what you do, but I'm not even sure that is like a like-for-like example here. Anyway, the point is, two bigs in the middle doesn't work. Even when someone like Cat, who is such a good three-point shooting big, can space away, it doesn't work. So here's what ChatGPT said as far as trade partners go. And I thought this was actually kind of interesting. The teams that it suggested were the Boston Celtics, the Philadelphia 76ers, which I couldn't agree less with that, and the Raptors. And I thought the Raptors was interesting because, like, Rudy Gobert is French. There are plenty of French people in Canada. That's really the end of the list. Because, frankly, I don't think Rudy Gobert is good on any of these teams. I don't think the Timberwolves, like, if you're the Raptors, you're not going to trade Pascal Siakam for Rudy Gobert. Why would you want that? You're certainly not giving up Scotty Barnes. I mean, like, maybe you're like, okay, we'll send Fred VanVleet over, but, like, ever heard of the Battle of Versailles? French apology for bad words. Yeah, I put that in. Ever heard of Napoleon? Okay, but the point is, the Raptors don't want this man, and, like, the fact that the Timberwolves fucked up the trade market by asking for as much as they did for Rudy Gobert is what it just perplexes me. I don't think or see how they're going to get enough back. I thought it was funny that they were like, put Gobert with Embiid inside. I mean, like, that's just as big of a disaster as Karl Anthony Towns. I mean, I think Embiid is much better than Karl Anthony Towns, but Karl Anthony Towns shoots the rock pretty fucking well. James, while I've got you in the chat, we'll just move on to the last thing, which I asked AI, where does Kevon Looney rank among bigs? And it basically said, and it's only using Zach Lowe's 2021-2022 season preview, but they didn't put Kevin Looney in the top 30 bigs in the entire league, which seems disrespectful because honestly, I'd put him as like top 7. Am I wrong for that? Have I been pilled by James Wozni so much that I think that like I think Kevon Looney is that good. All right, before we here, this is the other thing we can just close the loop on this was Kyle Kuzma and Spencer Dinwiddie calling each other broke boys. I'd rather have Dinwiddie. I think Dinwiddie could like win games as like the best player on a team. A great stream. That foul by AD last night made me throw my milkshake at the TV. James, that's Inez Freedom to you. I think I figured out the problem. There we go. Now we've got the chat rolling. Here we go. All right. What does this already say? He's truly incredible, versatile, all-star. Bro, I think Kevon Looney's phenomenal. We can get back to that. But I just want to say, Spencer Dinwiddie's made more money than Kyle Kuzma by quite a good size amount. Even if he bet, $20 million on crypto and got L'd up, he still has, 10 to 15 more than Kyle Kuzma. But Kyle Kuzma is about to get $120 million. And that's crazy to me. I mean, if you look at the free agency list for this offseason, it's bleak. It is bleak. And so Kyle Kuzma is going to get a bag. Good for Leon Rose. Good for Kyle Kuzma. Yeah, dude, this is what I was looking at. I mean, a max deal for Kyle Kuzma could be $33 million a year, and then it would get bigger. Then it's 36 the next year and 38 the next year. I mean, good for Kyle. Good for Kyle. He's worked his ass off for this bag, not hiding from anything on that awful Wizards team and balling out. But like, bro, I'm not even gonna read this. I don't even know how you justify that. I don't know how you like turn to your fans and are like, we're gonna go ahead and give. I can't even say it with a straight face. We're gonna go ahead and give Kyle Kuzma $35 million, and that's the future of this team. Good luck. Good luck. All right. I think I can run these. But I just want to talk about for a minute during this playoff run. I want to talk about like the most I'm him performances that I can remember. And for me, the like one I love that we always forget about is Brandon Roy. This man fucking cooked this Mavs team and like cooked them with the most busted, musty knees you've ever seen. And like, I turn the audio off on these because I'm like, again, I'm not sure if we can do this, but like, look at this. This man rushes back from surgery to just drain threes in people's faces. Let me see. Maybe we can just sprinkle in a little volume, you know, just a little bit. James, do you think we can give these people a little volume? Close that. All right, audio output capture. Yeah, there you go. Add source, computer audio. Okay, here you go.
It's all earned here in the second.
I mean,
he has the last 8 points for Dallas. Roy gives it up.
Listen, here's the other thing. The playoffs were. Don't. Okay, got it. But go for it if you want. No, I'm gonna take your advice. Anyway, we'll figure that out later. This was one of the things I really wanted to talk about, and it is a very special Mark Jackson card. Okay, let me make sure you guys can see this. All right. Now, you may be thinking, who the fuck is going to pay $7,500 for a Mark Jackson basketball card? Well, I mean, I wouldn't. But why? Why would this card be worth that much? Well, if you look like right here, let me just punch in a little further. If you look right here in this corner, right here, there are two gentlemen sitting courtside, and that is the Menendez brothers. And they committed murder and basically killed their family to get the inheritance money and then spent some of the inheritance money to go to this basketball game. Rank these Kyles. I will not be ranking those Kyles. Anyway, $7,500 at this point. I mean, like, I think you can get cheaper ones where they're not like, okay, here's one for $15. Oh, it's just a Menendez card. $1,500. On this show, we're going to do things like this where we look at dumb things that you could buy on eBay. What do we got here? James saving his lunch money for this bad boy. Yeah, he probably is. But he should save his money for something else, okay? Because Michael Jordan has been trying to sell his piece of shit Chicago mansion for 10 years, and no one has bought it. It is truly one of the most horrific rich people houses I have ever seen in my entire life, okay? Michael Jordan's house, awful, okay? And he's like taken like, I want to say he's slashed the price by like 10 or $15 million. Here you go. I'm trying to think what else I know he's taking money off, but let's just go. We're going to do a quick video tour of what is one of the worst houses I have ever seen. Okay. Shout out to what is Concierge Auctions, who has Michael Jordan's house. It has been on the market for over 10 years and no one has bought it. Someone just recently broke into the house, which is what reminded me how bad this house is. And here's the gates that you pull up to. Now that I'm not that mad at. All right. Like if I showed up at your house if I show up at your house and you have 23 gates, I'm gonna be like, okay, like he's MJ sicko, but okay, whatever. Let's go inside. I'm not gonna judge a book by its cover. Let's just see how things are going inside. All right, let's want to keep it moving. Okay, first, not a good house. This is not a good house. Great property. No one's doubting that. But it's like what is this Roblox ass house that you've built?
In the next few minutes,
wait. Look at the. Hold on, I gotta catch it.
In the next few minutes.
What is this? What are these like cubed windows? It's super like 90s design. I realize that, but like, no one wants. Who would want this?
And it's an
and then you go inside, and it's like, is this a couch? Am I supposed to put my shoes on here? And then there's this room, and I will never understand why like really rich people have these like very odd seating rooms. Nothing about this room is cozy. This little weird chair thing to the left. Who the fuck is sitting on that? No one. No one is sitting on that couch.
Ultra private
he was demanding that if you were going to come to
right,
six
keep going.
titles.
Come on now.
Basketball.
Oh, here's the court. So there's a court inside the house because, of course, the court is sick. I'm not going to disparage the court. I mean, it is. This is a very nice court to have in your home. Okay, this is the thing I have the biggest issue with. What in the name of fuck is this pool? What is this? Is it a fountain?
Pool quite like this.
No, it's a pool. And what is the grass patch?
Plus an island escape.
What do you do on that?
Pool quite like this.
Do you sit? Do you have a think? Like, what? What is the shape of this room? And the art is awful. Are those Jordan? No. I thought those were Jordan logos making like a collage on the wall. 19 bathrooms. And the house is so bad, and Michael has been so unable to sell it, that he basically promised anyone who buys the home, I will give you every Jordan. I think it's like Jordan 1 to 23 in any colorway that you want if you buy the home. Because, like, at this point, the only person that's buying this is someone that is just like, dude, I have to poop in Michael Jordan's toilets. Like, it has to go to some, like, absolute mutant NBA
with a home this big,
psychopath that loves MJ.
With Michael's listing agent, Catherine Malkin,
here's a more proper tour. Awful dining room. Like, what is the fucking light fixture here?
Puts this room on the map.
The table was actually
I don't know what the table's designed from, but that is also stays. That's not staged. Like, you get the table when you buy the home.
Like the city of Baghdad, like a map.
all the furnishings stay with the home.
They all stay.
I fucking hate the light fixture.
Captures the light, whether it's the
And like, I bet you the house smells funny too. Like, not bad because like Michael Jordan's rich, so let's get smoking. But like, that man loved cigars, and cigars, that smell doesn't just like leave. This room, I don't mind. For how big the room is, the TV seems a little small, but who am I to judge? What the fuck is this room? What is this room? Why are there all these weird curved rooms? You cannot watch TV on that TV with all of that backlight behind you. I see the curtains. Yes, I know they're there. But like, now you're just in this round little cave room.
Or the eye to the sky above the kitchen.
Skylight is sick. I'm not going to hate on that. Let's go through the kitchen. All right, it's a fine kitchen. It's a good kitchen. Good bar. Fine.
Every appliance you could possibly want.
Off the kitchen, step.
I don't think this is bad, but I want to point out the fish tank to the right. Again, it's just like the house is built like it was meant for like a 90s supervillain.
Down into the great
and maybe for some, that's what Michael Jordan was.
friends. Cool.
Now look at this.
Another TV room. This one I don't think is as bad. I think this one's a lot better. I like the like open sides that you can like open it all up. Great for a summer night. The problem is you live in Chicago and it gets cold as fuck there. So like you know that room is cold 80% of the year. That room is miserable to sit in. Okay, again, what is this fucking water structure? And what is the grass patch for? Like, is it just a fountain? Because I don't see stairs or like a swim step or anything to get in and out of it. Anyway, we're spending too much time on that.
The guest house has its own entrance.
Another weird-ish room. Like, this is really actually a nice room, like furniture-wise. Like, if you were if you went into someone's apartment and they just said this, you'd be like, damn, this is kind of a nice apartment. It's like each room was built in a different year of the 90s. That's exactly what it's like. Let's see. Here we go. Sorry, we're gonna keep it rolling.
Most talked about spot in the home.
There's definitely a different feeling when you
All
come
right.
part of the house.
This is the worst room. Okay, definitively, folks. This is the worst room.
Imagine who probably sat around in these chairs.
What is this? This is like the room where you have to sit and wait to go play basketball.
That's Michael Jordan's
I get the sense that Michael in his head was like, I need a locker room. And the designer was like, this house is already ugly enough. We can't put a locker room in here, Mike. And they met in the middle and just decided on this awful, weird circular room where all the chairs are pointed at each other. They're weirdly spaced apart. It's up on like a raised platform.
NBA quality basketball.
The chairs behind watching court, I have no issue with that.
Now this is
Bro,
what I'm talking about.
do we think this man takes a jumper?
Listen to that sound.
Do we think... Looks like an adult film. All right, I want this like realtor guy. Come on, shoot the ball one time. Nope. Okay, the gym is sick. But, like, of course it is. It's Michael Jordan. Like, why would the gym not be nice?
Breakfast Club really come from?
The chef was there.
The round room does look like a dentist's office. All right, here. These two are okay rooms. All right, the putting green is sick.
Things have changed since the days of
Even the
Breakfast
water
Club.
structure
The
thing,
home
if you were
has
like,
seen an
oh, MJ uses that to chip onto. He tried to set it up like his version of what is it, like hole 16 or 17 at TPC Sawgrass. I still wouldn't. I don't buy it. But anyway, wine cellar is stupid nice. But like, I feel like if you have that much money, the wine cellar is gonna be good. Like every wine cellar is kind of the same. This is clearly his like smoke cigars and hang out room. Which I'm already going to tell you, like, you know, Charles Barkley has lost some serious money in this room.
And there's the humidor right over here that
and then MJ has lost some serious money in this room playing poker. Because that man is a gambling addict. The ceiling is fucking ugly. The colors, again, weird and mid. I don't know why they have the brown stripes throughout.
We're not done yet. Let's go upstairs to a relaxing.
Like, what is the carpet? Why did you do this, Mike? You're supposed to be the GOAT. I'll show you LeBron houses because he's sold a few of them. We can do that perhaps the next stream. We'll have like a real estate corner where things end. LeBron houses all taste immaculate. Mike built this house to spec. Like this, he was like, I want this. What in the fuck is this?
To the original Playboy Mansion
like,
in Chicago up until 1974.
What is this? Is that into the wine cellar? There's grapes, metal grapes on the door.
The whole property is that when you're outside,
oh my god, bro, this is so bad. The yard is nice, but like if you have it's a bunch of acres. This whatever river is this a moat? So do you
a tennis court.
I fuck with the moat. Mike, I like the moat. Tennis court, fine. Oh, he sank it. Wow, I thought that was not going to go in. That's sick. So much of this house is awful.
Jordan is
And
auctioning his
as Haley in the chat pointed out, the blinds in this room only go halfway up. So, like, and it's not like there's, like, trees blocking that shit out.
On November 22nd.
James, you lost 10K on this playing game?
Jordan is auctioning his
We do this all the time. And, you know, fame withheld. Michael Jordan has a lot of similarities kind of art.
I'm sure it smells bad in the summer. When the house really starts getting warm and all the old cigar smells start seeping out, and
one of a kind. And he's
you know
using
it's
it.
not great.
So he's
Yeah, I've got an fade 3.
All right. Oh, did they hit it?
I think you got it. Yeah.
How many takes? How many takes?
Apparently, second.
Don't call the number. Please don't do that. If you do, film it and send it to me. Don't do that. All right. I think we're going to conclude here. This is just the first one of these. I'm going to try and do as many of these as I can throughout the playoffs, the off season. These are super fun for me. I'm going to clip these up, and hopefully you'll enjoy those when those go live. But thank you guys for tapping in, and thank you everyone that was in the chat. It made this really, really fun, and I really appreciate it, and hopefully we keep doing these. So have a good night, everybody, and I'll be back again soon enough. I think we'll maybe Sunday night after the Laker game. Otherwise, for sure next week. But appreciate everyone tapping in. Let's see.